Good morning, Spiritual Life Center. Welcome to the SLC Sunday Experience. We're so glad to see your beautiful faces, and we want you to know your soul is welcome here. We have Bejan in the house today, the Slice Girls, and we're going to sing about joy,
and peace and love. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. In the right place. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. In my soul. Oh, my soul is welcomed here. Oh, my soul is welcomed here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcomed here. My soul is welcome.
my soul is welcome.
You're welcome here.
Welcome. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. Oh, my soul is welcomed here. Oh, my soul is welcomed here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul
right, good morning and welcome to the Spiritual Life Center experience. Reverend Deborah, good to see you today. Glad you're here once again.
Good morning, Reverend James. It's good to see you as well. And we greet you in the name of all that is good, all that is holy, and all that is sacred, and in the warm and loving energy of this ministry, Spiritual Life Center. Spiritual Life Center honors all people worshiping in temples, mosques, churches, stone circles, and of course the beautiful temples of nature, because there is no space that God does not grace. And if you are with us for the very first time today, online or here on site, we especially want to welcome you because we know that you are not here by accident. Every single one of us is here by
Divine appointment.
And we're so glad to see so many of you come out in the rain or semi-rain, as it may be in any one moment. And we appreciate it when you silence your electronic devices, of course when you wear your mask properly, and we ask, please, no flash photography during the service. Thank you.
Well, let's take a moment as we still our minds, relax our bodies, and know that we have a direct contact with all that there is, the power that there is. It is known by many different names. Some call the Atman present, the Buddhic field, call God the divinity. Our task is simply call it forth as the activity of our life. And as we do, then we begin to become the vessels and the vehicles to download all the qualities that are contained within it. Health and healing and vitality and vigor and plenitude and abundance, peace and joy and love. We come from this presence and therefore contain all the qualities of this presence in and as our life. But we must choose to make it the activity of our consciousness and our awareness. And as we do, in every thought we have, every word we speak, every action that we take, then we begin to download more of it into our world. So we're grateful to be those vehicles to express this presence so we can say without a doubt, when you see me, you see that presence from which I have come. And we're grateful as we go forth doing our part to anchor a little bit more of expanding good in our world. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen. Spiritual Life Center has as its mission really to carry out the words that are on our screen, and I invite you to affirm this together with me. To transform lives as we love, serve, and remember. And we do so as we carry out to the best of our ability these 5 basic universal principles that Unity has incorporated in its teachings and its philosophy. And they are: God is absolute good and everywhere present. People are inherently good. Thoughts create our experiences. Prayer and meditation are how we connect with God. We must take action.
And we have a specific action we're going to ask you to take. Some time ago, SLC made a commitment to bring the Sunday experience to the world through online streaming through our YouTube channel. Today, we are about to hit a very, very important milestone. That means our investment will begin to pay off financially. We are very close to having 1,000 subscribers. In fact, we need fewer than 100 subscriptions to hit that 1,000. So the 1,000 subscription mark means that our YouTube channel is eligible for expanded opportunities. So please help us reach our goal by subscribing to our YouTube channel today. And if you're on site and need a little help with that, the AV team will be out at the hub in the courtyard to help us do that. And give us 1,000 subscriptions for Christmas, please.
Yes, that'll be our Christmas present. And speaking of online activities, remember to go online and place your bid for that special something at the Gala Silent Auction. The silent auction closes today at 1 p.m., so you still have some time to go to slcworld.org, and you can submit your offer to the number of items that are still available. And if you are on site with us today, you can view the auction items and place your bids in the chapel. So you can see them, bid, and we appreciate the support of all the things that are available to you.
Oh, and Reverend Janae asked me to mention that over here in the youth room, or the YOU room, that jewelry sale for the youth is still active. So go check out the jewelry, and then go check out the auction, and then
Yeah, then go back and forth, make it a circular thing, don't stop.
That each quarter, our Board of Trustee Vice President Sally Sion and Reverend James facilitate a new member info session to give our newcomers an opportunity to get to know SLC better. So you can join them today at 1 o'clock, and they look forward to hearing your story and answering any questions you might have about our vibrant community.
Also, just to let you know that we have special services, holiday services, coming up very quickly. You can join us for our annual Candlelight Service that's going to take place on Christmas Eve at 5 p.m. And also note that the special December 26th True Meaning of Christmas and the January 2nd Blessing of the World Religion services will be presented at 11 a.m. only. So we're going to, each of those services, the December 26th and January 2nd, we'll have one service that day, and then we'll just resume our normal schedule after that. And Sally Sion is hosting a Christmas morning potluck here at the center from 9 to 11 a.m. And so you can put on your slippers and your robe and come share breakfast on Christmas morning. So that will be an experience. I know it'll be a good one. And also, we have an update here from Kim McLaughlin, who's our board president, to share a few words and give us our Board of Trustees update.
Thank you. Hi, everyone.
Hey.
Oh, sorry. 9 a.m. did it better. Let's try it. It warms my heart. Oh my God, they even standing. Oh, up here, you guys. Thank you so much. I am Kim McLaughlin. I am the board president, and I come today in joy. So as the board president and the board, we do an update every month. And one of the things I wanted to update you on, when we get through all the holiday things, there is a membership meeting coming up that is in January. So I don't know about you, but I need to put these things on my calendar because my calendar gets a little full. So January the 30th from 1 until 2:30, we are going to have a membership meeting. So please put that in your calendar. I want everybody to attend. And you might say, well, Kim, I'm not a member. Everybody's a part of this community, whether you're a governing member, a community member, or a friend of SLC. You are part of this community, and we want you to attend. We have lots of information. We want to hear from you, so please put it on your calendar to come January the 30th from 1 to 2:30. I also wanted to tell you that we're continuing as a board raising our vibration. As I've been talking about in my monthly board update, that what we know is that as the board raises our vibration, every other vibration goes along with it. And so we are taking this as a really important opportunity. And so in January, we are meeting with our coach, Gary Simmons, and we're going to meet with him for 6 weeks to raise it even higher. So that is a commitment we have. And lastly, I wanted to, from the board, thank all of you. Thank all of you here. Thank all of you virtually. Thank all of our team for what we've been doing. This has been an interesting year. It's been interesting, right? And I'm just so excited to see so many faces, know so many people online. We're almost at 1,000 people on YouTube. Like, that's incredible. So thank you for being a part of this community, and thank you for all that you do. We really appreciate all of you.
Thank you, Kim. Let's see. Where are we?
Oh, yeah, remember, there's a lot going on. That part you probably haven't forgotten. But we can only talk about a few things from the platform. So to find out everything that's going on, you can go online and find every happening possible at SLC. Also, you can go out into the courtyard, look at the bulletin board, or go over to the hub and talk to the hubettes, and they will fill you in on what's going on.
Yes, before they have their next engagement, wherever that may be, the hubettes. At this time, I'm going to invite any board members that are here and our chaplains to please stand. And our chaplains are wearing the white stoles, and they hold the high vibration of prayer for our community. And if you'd like to have a prayer, if you're going through something or just want to celebrate something, they're available to pray with you immediately after the service here in the sanctuary or in the courtyard. And we thank them for their service and the conscience they bring and contribute to Spiritual Life Center. So thank you, chaplains, for your work. And our board members, of course, as Kim was talking about, more than anything else, helps lift the vibration of not only of our board, but of our entire community. But they bring their skill set and they put a lot of time and their energy in helping us evolve collectively as a community. So we thank them for their service. And they are available also to answer questions that you may have or ideas or suggestions that you may have to help our community continue to evolve. So we thank our board for their work and contribution to Spiritual Life Center.
And we love to greet our newcomers, and in a moment we will ask you to raise your hand. But first, we want you to know there are many ways to become connected at SLC, and the way to find out how to do that is to fill out our welcome card. That welcome card is available online, and you can fill it out and submit it, and we can contact you that way. If you're here on site, you can, and you raise your hand, we will bring that card to you. You can fill it out, take it to the welcome table in the courtyard, and you will receive not only a warm welcome, but a very special gift.
So if anybody's here for the very first time, we just invite you to raise your hand. We can give you one of those welcome cards. And yes, come on forward. Thank you so much for your presence, and as we noted, we support everyone on whatever spiritual path that they are on. And we support you in any way that we can be of support to you. And you have the card. You can fill that out, turn that in to be informed of all the activities that are taking place at Spiritual Life Center. And also there's a purple ribbon. If you wear that, will be identified. And you can get that special Spiritual Life Center for one of our members or friends of Spiritual Life Center. And we appreciate your presence. So thank you so much for your being here. And we support you in any way that will be a support to your growth and development as an expression of the presence and the power of love of pure spirit. And with that, we can greet not only our newcomers, but each other, and just in a way that feels comfortable for you, whatever works, and just say, "You are marvelous."
Stay standing, please.
I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven. I'm choosing heaven today. That's what I'm choosing. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing love, yeah. I'm choosing love today. That's what I'm choosing. I'm choosing love today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing love today. I choose compassion. I choose compassion today. What are you choosing? I choose compassion today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, saying, I choose compassion today. I'm choosing joy, yeah. I'm choosing joy today. That's what I'm choosing. I'm choosing joy today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, saying, I'm choosing joy today. I'm choosing heaven. I'm choosing heaven today. What are you choosing? I'm choosing heaven singing, I'm choosing heaven today. Come on, choose it.
Please be seated. I invite you now to please speak aloud together our vision statement, if it feels comfortable for you. Spiritual Life Center is a loving, vibrant family that welcomes home all people and accepts everyone, no exceptions, weaving ancient spiritual traditions with emerging wisdom. We cultivate a spiritual deepening with the divine, each other, and our planet.
This joy is remarkable. This joy is contagious. This joy is invincible. This joy is outrageous. It's more than I dreamed of. I love this joy. This joy is radical. This joy was always waiting. This joy is ravishing. This joy was worth creating. From things I let go of, I love, now I love this joy and peace in my heart. Always I feel joy and peace in my mind. God within reveal joy and peace in my life. I am healed. I am healed. Joy and peace in my heart. Always I feel joy and peace in my mind. God within reveal joy and peace in my life. I am healed. Joy and peace in my heart. Always I feel joy and peace in my mind. God within reveal joy and peace in my life. I am healed. I am healed. I am healed. I am healed. I am healed.
Joy and peace in my heart, I am healed. Joy and peace in my heart, I am joy. As we come into this time of quiet, breathe naturally and simply be aware of how you relax with each breath. Breathe into the back of your heart. Melt into your seat. Relax your eyelids. Allow your vision to become soft and cloudy as you close your eyes and drift into a light daydream. Your vision clears and you find yourself in a late autumn forest. The trees, still and quiet, are mostly bare now. And in this silence, you hear the gurgling of a stream right behind you. As you turn, the autumn light glints off the water as it dances over water-smoothed rocks. And taking a few steps upstream, you come to where the water becomes a waterfall, gently tumbling over a small cliff into a pool of clear water below. The falling water forms a light mist as it breaks into smaller drops and then joins the pool. Sunlight again dances off the water, making small rainbows, turning the mist a deep, rich shade of pink. And it looks like liquid joy. The stream and waterfall are beautiful. The sound of the falling water is relaxing, hypnotic. And you just want to get closer, to touch the water, to become one with this joy. It is as if the joy of the water is calling you. Moving closer, you see that there is a path of stones leading directly underneath the waterfall and into the pink mist. And you step onto the path and enter the waterfall. Water flows over your head and down the side of your body. It is warm, gentle, cleansing. It bubbles up like liquid joy. And the pink mist begins to swirl around you. It comes up and pours into the top of your head, filling your entire body with joy. You are filled to the brim with joy. You feel vibrant, alive. The water and the pink mist flow into you. They flow through you, activating your heart. And now pure golden light radiates from your heart in all directions. As the water and mist pour into you, the golden light becomes stronger, expanding until your entire being is golden pink light. This is holy, everlasting joy. Feel it. See it. Touch it. Hear it. Experience it in the silence. Joy flows through you as water flows in a stream. Warm, liquid, healing joy. Take a breath and offer silent gratitude for this profound experience. And as you begin to return to your conscious body, a gentle voice offers this blessing. Oh, my beloved, liquid joy enfolds you, pours into you, sustains you. It is constant. It is unfailing. Joy is everlasting. Remember this, always.
Prepare your heart to feel a long-awaited joy. Expect your mind to feel at ease. Awaken the child inside, cast every care behind. Enjoy every moment of this peace. There's a time for every season and a purpose for all things. Just remember love's the reason for the song we sing. Peace on earth, goodwill transcend. This is the season for family and friends, sharing our love, the most precious gifts. Christmas is here again. Let the joy begin. Peace on earth, make your amends. This is the season for family and friends, sharing our love, the most precious gifts. Christmas is here again. Let the joy begin, joy begin. Let's make new memories, the kind that never fade. Like making angels in the snow. Enjoy the simple time, remember love is kind. Spend time with those who need it most. There's a time for every season and a purpose for all things. Just remember love's the reason for the song we sing. Peace on earth, goodwill transcend. This is the season for family and friends, sharing our love, the most precious gifts. This is the season, so let the joy begin, joy begin. The goodwill towards men. This is the season for family and friends, sharing our love, the most precious gift. Christmas is here again, so let the joy begin, joy begin. Peace on earth, love each other. Peace on earth, love each other. Peace on earth. Let the joy begin inside your heart once again. Peace on earth. This is the season for family and friends, sharing our love, the most precious gift. Christmas is here again. Let the joy begin. Peace on earth, make your amends. This is the season for family and friends, sharing our love, the most precious gift. Joy began, joy began, joy.
Thank you, Bejan, Larry, Lori, Paula, and the guys. Appreciate that. Yes, cannot forget the band. Got to give the band some. Yes. So peace on earth, goodwill toward men and women. This is the season for family and friends. As I said in that song, let the joy begin. Well, this is the third week of Advent, and this series serves as a reminder of the reason for the season. And it brings to mind a story that I thought about. Jesus, one of those stories that come to my mind that not officially in the Bible, but the James Trapp version. But you'll remember some parts of it. Jesus is kind of walking down the street, and he comes across a mob of people. And it's an angry mob. And the mob is surrounding a woman who is of ill repute, kind of a walker of the night. And they intend to stone her to death for violating the rules of the community. And Jesus rushes to the woman's defense, and, not only was he a prophet, but he was also a lawyer, at least in my view. And he brilliantly defends her. And he convinces the mob to spare her life, and everybody puts down their stones. And as he winds up his spiel by dramatically saying, let one who has no sin at all, anyone who's never made a mistake, let they be the one to cast the first stone. And as I said, everybody dropped their stones except this one woman. This woman steps forward and nails the other woman right between the eyes with a huge stone. And Jesus turns to the woman and says, Mom? Do you always have to do that? It is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. I know it's a corny joke, but you'll remember it. But the important thing to remember, that the season and what it represents, and what Jesus, the Christ, represents. And what he represents is something he discovered within himself. And we are to discover and uncover that within ourselves as well. There's a statement in 1 Corinthians, the 26th chapter, first chapter, and 26th verse, 27th verse. And it says something to the effect that that which has been hidden now has been made manifest. And what has been manifest are the words, the Christ in you, the hope of glory. Now, I know that some people have a problem with that word Christ. I know many times I did. But I began to understand that Christ is not necessarily, it's not a person. It's remembering that it's a principle, something that's within each and every one of us. The original birth of this idea of the Christ is found in the Hebrew Bible in Genesis. The first chapter and 27th verse, when it says, God created man and woman in its image. In his image of God created him, male and female. He created them. So that Christ's presence is the image of God, the Spirit of God within us. And it's within every single person, no matter who they are, no matter what they may be doing in life. This master teacher said in the Gospel of John in 8 to 58th chapter, that before Abraham was, I am. And I am is simply the ancient universal name of God, the Spirit of God in all of us. Probably the greatest way to celebrate Christmas or the mass celebration of the Christ presence is to acknowledge the Christ Spirit within ourselves. And that's what Advent is all about. It's about to help us remember this truth. And thus today's topic, Advent-ure of joy. We've all been gifted in some way, shape, or form with a divine vitality. We've been gifted with the powers of will, the power of strength, the power of enthusiasm, the power of joy. Yet, of course, if we look around, and sometimes we listen, eavesdrop on conversations, people are asking sometimes, what happened to the miraculous life, energy that has brought us into existence, that we've all come from? What happened to that? Sometimes it feels like there's a tidal wave of pessimism that has washed ashore and has somehow drowned out the dreams of many people. There's an emotional energy of a world that sometimes seems like it's flatlining. And maybe it's because of the pandemic and what we've been through the last year and a half or more. After all, some people will say, have you seen the news? Have you checked out the internet? Don't you know what's happening? Have you seen the conflicts going on across the planet, within our communities, within the politics? Do you see the suffering that is taking place? Have you seen the statistics on gun violence and deaths, like what has happened in Minnesota a couple of weeks ago? And that's only the surface of it. That's just one that's been reported. And we might imagine that the lack of joy is justified. And then you add on top of that, where we sense a world where a number of people are fascinated and sometimes caught up in the materialistic aspect of life, that sometimes shout so loudly to us during this time of the year, and sometimes in the West all year long, but it has a heightened experience now. Or sometimes we're just caught up in reality shows, hopefully no one here, of other people's lives. That has nothing to do with reality, by the way. And they're focusing more on that than their own experience, their own life. So from afar, it may appear that many people have become resigned and given up, and they've given up their remarkable potential. They are consenting to the creep and the crawl instead of the soaring that we can be. And they're turned into a culture of slow-moving, low-aiming negativity. Let us remember that life's purpose is to live it fully and completely. You know, Jesus said, I've come that they may have life more abundantly. And I would add, not only to have it more abundantly, to have it more freely, vibrantly, madly, consciously, lovingly, enthusiastically, and joyously. Our choice as to Christ's nature gives us a charge for such a life. And it's time to fire it up once more. We're here to practice that joy. I would say the Spirit of the living God wants us to be in joy, no matter what we're going through or growing through. And we do that by re-examining our orientation to life and cultivate a more positive and present pulse of this presence. So we may ask, how do we do this? How do we make joy a way of life regardless of what we're going through? No matter of the challenges that we have to go through to move from where we are to where we know we can be. As an aside, I mentioned in the earlier service that I was in the office earlier, and Reverend Deborah and Patty, who does a lot of the work around the office, and they just were laughing uncontrollably. I said, what's going on in there? And I didn't know what they were laughing about. Then all of a sudden I noticed I started laughing. I didn't even know what they were laughing about, but I just started joining in anyway. That's why I say that, if you don't have anything to laugh about, just laugh on credit. It don't matter. Laugh on credit. It's free and available. You don't have to wait for anything happen to have that joy. Like I said, there's no definitive how-tos to get into this joyous mood, this bay of life. But we can engage in strategies to keep us in that joy. And we start by realizing we always have a choice. The greatest of spiritual freedoms is the ability to choose. We have the ability to choose. That what distinguishes us from other creatures and animals. At any moment, the palette of our emotional sky. And we alone can activate the very energy and the emotion through which we experience our life. So if we want to feel joy and gratitude in our lives, then we must direct our beliefs. We must direct our behaviors in order to accomplish that end. We have the ability to do that. But we have to do it constantly. We have to do it with vigor and repetition so that those emotions become the colors of our daily attitude, of our day-to-day experiences. Now, it may sound simple, but it's not always easy to do this work. But we want to make that our mission. Perhaps the most vital requirement of the good life, the joyous life, is to have the constancy of mind to maintain our joy and gratitude, even amidst hardships that we go through, even times when we have the pain that we experience and the injustices that we often see. This is the requirement of self-mastery and happiness. So it rests on our shoulders to notice when we feel bored or when we feel depressed, to see where our attention is. I think I read some time ago that 25% of people in America feel depressed over a long period of time. Sometimes it's genetic, yes. But the scientific research shows that many people who are afflicted by something much more deadlier than the pressures of life or even genetic causes. They're victims of their own resentful judgments. Their own resentful judgments. I always like to say that, sometimes we have an energy that we send towards somebody. But what I realize is that they only get the copy. We always keep the original. It stays with us. We keep it. There was one study that said where resentful thoughts were reduced by sometimes 50 or 60% when people got rid of that energy. There's a story I mentioned about William James, who is considered the father of positive psychology. And he tells a story of a writer by the name of Horace Fletcher. I guess he was pretty famous during that day, who was just with a little conscious effort, increased his joy by reducing his resentful habits, to the point that without any annoyance or without any impatience, he could watch a train move out of the station without getting angry. And the reason that he could have gotten angry is that the porter who was supposed to bring his bags never showed up. So he missed his train. Normally, most folks would just be absolutely out their mind. But he said that the porter from the hotel, he came out, he was panting, he was running to the station trying to bring him his bags. And of course, the train had already left, so, it wasn't really helping anything. But he was looking as if the wrath of God was about to be hurled upon him. But the writer said to the porter, "It doesn't matter. You couldn't help it. We'll try again tomorrow. Here's your fee." He paid him his money. "I'm sorry that you had to go through all this trouble to earn it today." And the writer, who had missed his train, later said he looked at the porter and saw the surprise that came over his face. And he was so filled with the pleasure and joy that he was paid on the spot. He said the next day that when the porter came, he would not accept anything from him for his service. He said the two of them became friends for the rest of their life. He turned that experience that could have been an unjoyful one into a powerful one. There was a story about a doctor who tells of one of his patients. And that patient had a very joyous life and had a lot of resentful habits, and including harshly rebuking and criticizing his workers. There was a sharp edge to his words anytime he said something to his workers there. He was the kind of individual who would have so many harsh words, he would be very judgmental and attacking, as if he was going to get some prize at the end of the day for doing this. But he said that the man was so desperate for relief from his chronic depressions, he was willing to have it beat out of him. And the doctor said, "Hold on, man, you don't need to do that. I got something to suggest that's a little bit less drastic than that." And he told him to try a little spiritual discipline. He told the man to consciously break his vengeful impulses and refuse as best as he could from turning his hostile thoughts into hurtful comments toward anyone. And to do that for 1 year. Of course, that seemed like a lot for him to do, but he said, I'm ready. I can't take this anymore. But in less than a year's time, he said that patient became better. That patient, that depression that he had began to go away. And the joy began to return to his life. And the doctor reminded him to never, ever allow yourself to entertain malicious thoughts under any circumstances, no matter the provocation, no matter how justified it may seem. Because by forgiving people, we're not doing them a favor. We might be, but really we are hurting ourselves when we don't. because we're carrying the grudge. And there's no way for us to live if we want to stop doing that because it is stopping our joy. This is what's necessary for self-mastery and joy. There can be no mastery of life if we cannot transform the energy we feel at any moment into cheerful engagement and deep appreciation. You know, there's some people who, label themselves as realists. They say, let's be realistic. As I say, when somebody tells you, let's be realistic, they're really telling you in code, let's be negative. Let me tell you why this is not going to work. They'll tell you it's impossible, and, all they've done is abandon hope. And we'll say that our world is too stressful, and our world is too cruel, that our genetics and environment are destined to dominate our life and our feelings. But understand that as spiritual beings, we have something special. We can think independent of the circumstances that we face. And we can let our own minds decide what is real and what is possible for us. We can choose. There are those whose faces are so alight with life that they serve as a blinding reminder amid the darkness of our times, that joy and charisma and hope still exist. I remember years ago when I was at Unity Worldwide Ministries, I took a trip to Nigeria. And we went to a very, very, tough part of the city. People didn't have much. There were some people in that community who were going through lots of challenges. Family members were kidnapped and deaths were happening at that time. And they didn't have a lot of material things, things in life that most of us here take for granted. But I remember we had a Sunday service. I think it was Sunday. It might have been Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I don't know. They always were celebrating. But what I remembered was that when it came down to the offertory, they didn't just drop their money in the basket. They came and they danced down the aisles, dropped their money in the front, all to the music that was going on in the background. And they had some trees they hollowed out, turned it into drums, and right next to the electronic pianos, they had a blessing that they were celebrating, even though their means of living were meager compared to what we have. I think the energized and the happy and the thankful among us, they're not lucky, nor are they to be envied in any way, for their treasures are available to us as well. Their treasures is a freely chosen attitude. And we're not blind to the fact sometimes it's difficult to choose joy if we're in an agitated, chaotic, and awful angry world. As I say, sometimes if you look on Twitter, boy, there's a lot of angry people out there. But we're wired to sense and mirror the emotional energy around us. Now, that's a blessing maybe at times in our past when, we were in grave danger, we were living in the wild, and it prevented us from being eaten or maimed by prowling animals or murderous bands of humanity. But this primal protection is now sometimes an enemy for our joy. This mirroring impulse can ruin our lives. The energy of the masses is sometimes at best a low-tier energy, an emotionally bleak space created by a confused yet cynical people operating on sometimes little sleep. They're in high stress. There's a frenetic desire to be somewhere else, to be someone else, to do something else in life. And so it brings a lot of stress and anxiety. And we want to ask ourselves, should I conform to their energy? See, the more we automatically allow ourselves to sync with others' energy, other energy levels, unless, those energy levels are energies of love and enthusiasm and joy we ourselves wish to have, if they're not, if we get in tune with that energy, it diminishes our power. So the question is, what is the magic secret of the joyous folks who seem to be in joy all the time, who light the world? Where do they find such pleasure in life? how to exude such positivity as they do. I think theirs is a simple formula. The joyous are simply more conscious. They're simply more consistent in their attempts to sense and generate joy and to generate gratitude. They try harder, making joy a practice. They make joy a habit. They make joy a consistent condition of their character and an enduring social art in glum and boring times that may be amiss in them. They have made it their aim to live a joyous life. That's all they've done. They made a different choice. So we look at the instructions sometimes of the little people that are happy around us. Children have joy naturally. They don't hold on to grudges. I remember watching two little kids. They got into a knockdown, drag-out argument. And I thought they were going to be mortal enemies for life. But 5 minutes later, they were back together again, enjoying themselves as if nothing happened. They don't hold on to that stuff. Their curiosity, their lack of expectations, their pleasures in the small things, their full engagement in the moment are quick sprouting seeds of joy. And we can learn from them. I mean, what would happen if we put their natural inclinations for joy into our lives, into our ways of being? Can we take pleasure in the small things and expecting good things to come our way? Surely doing these things would change our lives if we made that a constant, conscious choice. So let's return then to the instruction of the happy children. Again and again, be curious. Release expectations. Take pleasure in the small things and expect only good. Do it cheerfully and engage in the moment. That's all we have is this moment. Those who perfect bringing joy into their everyday life are not unlike other masters of their work. We know people who are just magnificent at what they do. They really work hard at something, and it becomes their play. The greatest artists, the greatest athletes, the greatest singers, wonderful managers and executives, people who run businesses, the happiest laborers and the most respected leaders are those who lose themselves in their work with great zeal and with great enthusiasm. So their efforts are like a game. Even in the chaos and the turmoil, they meet struggle with intense and spirited joy. They engage in the challenge, and they honor it as if they expected it, and they accept it. Even if there's discomfort, even if there's complexity, they build their lives and their careers, and they appear unfazed and nearly serene anyway. Sometimes they even sing, or they laugh as they toil. They smile when perplexed when they're working. They spend and stretch themselves with devotion, willing themselves to remain positive and cheerful despite what they may be facing, knowing that one day their diligence will make them masters, knowing that one day they will have their victory and their transcendence will take place. These are the joyous masters. Finally, as I kind of close out, I'll just say that one powerful strategy, and I made some mention of this, to bring joy is to live a life of gratitude. And searching things to be grateful for. We don't have to look very far. One must simply release sometimes our attachment of our ego, which is, the low vibration that sometimes we have. We need to let down our persona that feels as if it has created all things and somehow has to be perfect in all things, and accept the natural, the unexplainable, the energy that has graced us with vitality in a world of magic. A vibrant and happy life begins with a path of gratitude. So let us be more appreciative and thankful each day. And we can say things like, let me be thankful for the light that surrounds me. Let me be thankful for the caregivers who inspire me. Let me be thankful for that partner who overlooks my shortcomings. Let me be thankful for the man or woman who risks their lives to protect my freedoms. Let me be thankful for the blue tint in the sky and the beauty of the natural world in which we all live in and know that is part of us. Let me be thankful for the heart that drums through life, that gives me life. Let me be thankful for the night's rest that I had, no matter how short or long it may have been. Mine was kind of short last night. Let me be thankful for the gifts of free will, of volition, of endurance. Let me be thankful for my mentors and the traitors that I may have in my life who have also instructed me. Let me be thankful that I am not living in a deeper need and squalor. Let me be thankful for my home, for my daily bread, for my clean water. We take that for granted sometimes. Let me be thankful for the opportunity to work and to create and to earn. Let me be thankful for the luck that has advanced me and the disasters and tribulations that somehow have educated me. Let me be thankful for the blank slate that comes with each morning when I wake up and my heart is still beating. Let me be thankful for those to be graters of gratitude that are challenges. But have joy. We don't have gratitude. We generate it, and we experience them by our will. We're cultivating those emotions of joy. How much reason? Let's be reminded we can bring as much and generate joy of joy. Peace out. Next week I'll be back. It's going to be Advent-ure of love. It's kind of building on this whole theme during Advent. And Reverend Deborah do the meditation. And we have Lee and Lori and Soul Light Connection. And, you know, another good time will be had by all who come to our service. Now, for those who are online, we just invite you to support us. If you're watching us now or later, you know, it could be 1 o'clock in the morning. You know, we repeat these things on YouTube and Facebook. And if you want to support this consciousness and really help spread it, we invite you to support it with a gift or love offering. And you can do so by texting SLC Love to 44321. That's SLC Love to 44321, and they'll take you to the steps to give. Or you can go to our website, slcworld.org, click the Donate tab, and give in other ways, including by mail. For those who are here today that wish to give, we just invite you to take your gift and your love offering and just symbolically raise it to heavens, which is that ever-expanding good. And know the truth that whatever we give comes back to us. So if you're giving now or giving electronically by mail, we just invite you to know that you're in the flow of a principle that says you can never outgive the universe. And whatever you give comes back to you. And with that, let's affirm our offertory blessing. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God.
Choose joy. I never let the problems keep me down. I choose joy. I never let the problems keep me down. Because I know that God's gonna work things out for my good. I choose joy, joy. I never let the problems keep me down. Never gonna let it. Because I know that God's gonna work things out for my good. I choose joy, joy. To tell the truth, this world is full of troubles. And if we live long enough, they're sure to come our way. We have a choice to walk in fear and trembling, or claim the victory that's already ours every day. I choose I wake and stumble to the mirror, and what I see makes me wish that I had stayed in bed. But there's a power deep inside my being, and it commands my soul to find praising the Lord this very day. When I find myself under circumstance and care, love wants to know what I'm truing under I choose peace, I choose joy, I sing a happy song. I choose grace, I choose gratitude, I sing joy, joy. I choose joy, I choose peace, I choose gratitude, yeah. I choose joy, joy. I choose joy. I choose joy. I never let the problems keep me down. Good to know that God's gonna work things out for my good. I choose joy, 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 joy. I choose joy. I choose joy. Never, never let the problems keep me down. Because I know that God's gonna work things out for my good. I choose joy, joy, joy. Hey, hey. Choose joy. Sing that song, a happy song. Choose joy. I choose joy. Hey, hey, hey. Choose joy. Choose joy.
Even if she wanted to open her mouth, you can feel the joy oozing out of her. You can't help but bring it out ourselves as well. So thank you, Bejan, for blessing us with your presence along with the light girls. Yes. And we take this time now to bless the tithes and the offerings and the gifts that have been given, knowing they're going to bless the givers as well as the receivers in so many different ways, and to heap us open for those who are on their way for their own transformations, even if they're not aware of it yet. And we begin to send our loving energy and gratitude to those who have left prayers in the prayer box, knowing that we all have challenges that we go through from time to time. And we remember this truth, as it says that before they call, I've already answered you. Remember the truth that the Spirit of the living God already knows the solution, even before we know what the question is to ask. So it may come in a way that is never understood. For we know that Spirit sometimes like the wind. You don't know where it's coming from or where it is going, but we know it's going to be good. So we affirm that good for those who have left those prayers, and know that those prayers will be continued to be prayed on for an additional 30 days if they're sent to Silent Unity in our home office in Unity Village, Missouri. So we know that they are blessed, we are blessed, and life is blessed, and we do so in a spirit of joy. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen. And with that, let us join together as we affirm our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, I am, and all is well. Let us now sing our peace song. Peace and blessing.